Notices of the day. Notice number 1, Home Affairs Portfolio.
And I call the member for Canning.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I move the motion relating to the Home Affairs Portfolio in the terms in which it appears on the notice paper.
Proceed, member for Canning.
Okay. Right. Well, thanks, Deputy Speaker. Look, it gives me no pleasure to move this motion. National security is such a fundamental job of the Commonwealth Government that it's troubling that we even have to talk about this today, but here we are. We are dealing with a monumentally incompetent Labor government led by the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. And we're calling it out today. And we're calling it out because we saw a debacle over the last 3 years. From its very first day in office, the Albanese government set about demolishing the national security architecture that was established to protect Australians. And I'm talking about the Home Affairs Department. The Home Affairs Department, which was established in 2017. I remember it very clearly because I was the chair of the Intelligence and Security Committee that shepherded that legislation through the parliament, working very closely, in fact, with people who were very senior, like the former Attorney-General. Now, the Home Affairs Department was consolidated with elements of the Department of Immigration and Border Protection with other counter-terror, counter-espionage, cyber and national security functions. But under the thumb of the former Attorney-General, the Prime Minister undermined Australia's national security by gutting the Home Affairs portfolio in 2022, moving the Australian Federal Police, the Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission and the Australian Transaction Reports and Analysis Centre into the Attorney-General's portfolio. Now, the only operational national security agency which remained with Home Affairs was ASIO. Now, these machinery of government changes were never put to the people. They were never taken to an election. They were never discussed with the Australian people. And the Prime Minister stood idly by while his Attorney-General gathered power to himself and dismantled an important department central to Australia's national security. And the consequences, Deputy Speaker, were serious and immediate. Take, for instance, the listing of a terrorist organisation. This was a straightforward process under the coalition. If there was a terrorist organisation that needed listing, we got it done. We ran a low-drag, high-speed operation. But on Anthony Albanese's watch, the process became convoluted and sluggish. The new process required the Attorney-Generals and Home Affairs departments to ping-pong advice and submissions between each other and their ministers. And as a consequence, the time taken for ministerial consideration of a terrorism listing completely blew out. In one embarrassing stuff-up, the former Minister for Home Affairs was left out of a terrorist listing altogether, completely absent from a terrorist relisting process. You can't make this stuff up. It's the sort of thing you watch on shows like Yes Minister or Utopia, but here we are. This is the Labor government. These kind of basic errors on one of the most fundamental counter-terrorism tools never happened under the previous Home Affairs construct. But the Prime Minister decided he hadn't done enough damage quite yet. After he sacked the former Minister for Home Affairs and the former Minister for Immigration for their botched handling of the NZYQ and Direction 99 saga, the Prime Minister went further. He actually went further and he said, you know what, we'll strip ASIO out of Home Affairs too. I mean, you can't make this up. So that meant that the Minister for Home Affairs was Minister in name only. He had no agencies to deliver on the counter-terrorism mission they were responsible for. In fact, the portfolio was completely stripped of the operational elements required to keep Australians safe. And perhaps this was the reason why the Minister for Home Affairs was missing in action from the major announcement in August last year that the terrorism threat level was being raised on ASIO advice to probable. So what's going on here, Deputy Speaker? I mean, Australians would be asking the question, what's going on here? Why are they running such a ramshackle government, compromising our national security? The answer is very simply, this is a government that prioritises factional and party politics over the protection of Australians. And as a consequence, our national security agencies have languished under a lack of strategic direction from a weak Prime Minister. So whether it comes to terrorist plots in our shores or foreign naval vessels circumnavigating Australia, the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, is not across the details when Australia needs him most to be. The Prime Minister even kicked out key national security agencies, including ASIO and ASIS, out of the National Security Committee of Cabinet. And guess who? Guess who was brought on? You can't make this up. He replaced them with the Minister for Climate Change. This is a government which is hopeless on national security. It's hopelessly divided by factional party political politics, and it's compromising Australian
Member's time has expired. Is the motion
national
seconded?
security.